Back to round two. You're listening to 11 at 11, heard each and every Thursday evening at El Shishi. An hour after Jewish programming ends at 10 o'clock with Zeb Brenner, there is an hour of Christian programming from 10 to 11, and then yours truly comes back from 11 to Chatzos, 11 to 12. Please spread the word about this program. Many of you may be joining us for the first time because you just recently became aware of this program by dint of the fact that I was on Tischler's program, Heshi Tischler's program on Mondays at 9. I was there this past Monday, and before that, Motzei Shabbos, I was in the Zeb Brenner program, the flagship of the Brenner Empire. And many people learn for the first time that I'm here. So welcome aboard. Just like the old days of the Fear Kashas. And you can hear us on our hotline number, 24 and 6, with the archive programs, 641-715-3900, 641-715-3900, extension 247656, 247656. For those who practice using the internet, they have a header or whatever, we opened up a new YouTube channel. In addition to 11 at 11, which is our YouTube channel, which is sometimes hard to find, where we have maybe 20 videos archived from this radio series. It's a little hard to find because Mark Levin is mixed in there also because he's 11 radio. But if you scroll down a little and you put in 11 at 11 YouTube channel, you should get it. In addition to that, we just opened up a new YouTube channel of spoofs and parodies. It's not Litzonis for the sake of Litzonis, although some of the tapes might be just cute, funny. But the main tachlis is to do parody of some of the political happenstance and some of the people and personalities who are causing problems to us. And so I advise you to check that out when you have time. Become subscribers, you'll get everything automatically to you. It's called Kratz Mech Ho Ho. Kratz is K-R-A-T-Z, Mich is M-I-C-H, Ho, H-O-H-O, Kratz Mech Ho Ho, because we're going to address the itch that you have that needs to be scratched. You need to be educated in a funny, entertaining way through spoof and parody of the outrageous things that people are doing. People like Shmuley B'Teach, Hashem, or Flatbush Girl, a 30-something young lady, mother of two, who calls herself Girl. That in itself is not sneers. It's like a yaitzonis, makes tremendous comic tapes. She's out there a lot, wears very tight unsneerstica clothing. See, people think they're missing half the side of sneers at least. They only get to the part of sneers that you have to cover your knees and cover your elbows. And as long as you cover your knees and cover your elbows, that's the extent of sneers. Somehow they don't know when you wear Shreyadik things, a top that's Shreyadik. It's very colorful. It has designs on it, certain types of designs, or like little jewelry, ersatz jewelry that sticks out, or anything that brings attention to the upper part of the body, or flashy colored stuff, or stuff that's very tight. So you see the contours of the body very clearly and protruding. It's absolutely a transgression of tznius. And that's what this person is all about. So it's not just tznius. They tell me, Levin, when you criticize dresses today, you lose the women's vote, you lose people, you looked at it as a fanatic. What can I do? The Torah is the Torah. Chavetz Chaim said that the menfolk in their houses have an obligation to make sure their wives and their daughters dress properly. But there's a concept of a chiyuv t'chiyuv. It's bad enough this lady is going around that she's like a Pied Piper for many frum children, full youth, teenagers who think she's cute, she's funny, she has a lot of talents, she's comic, she's very intelligent, she has a 4.0 grade average. Maybe she takes after her mother, who's a professor, her father, who is a professor, a very chashuv professor. The father is Rav Eli Miles. I realized afterwards, after I criticized his daughter, that it's his daughter, and he davened my shul for many years, Imam Shetzadik, him and his sons. What can I do? We can't have her as a district leader because she runs around the district with a transgender. The first Hasidic man who transgender became a woman, Aby Stein, from the Fultachana dynasty. There's patzing from it. And she goes in the video, I'm here with Aby Stein, and Aby Stein goes, ooh, mom is neighing like a horse. And what she does is she makes a kriyas, a kalkite. Oh, there's nothing wrong with being friends. It says shochin rov, no, be friends. And then she has the chutzpah, this paskunya, she has the chutzpah to send out to 38,000 followers on Instagram that we all have to dialogue, including children who are not even still in elementary school. We have to dialogue with the gay, lesbian, transgender, bisexual, and queers, and the off the derech people. So she's going to decide for us, the parents and grandparents of the kids that we sent to school for thousands of dollars in tuition. She said the teachers tell you can go this high, but I tell you can go way higher. She's the leader. She's the madricha. It's mamish gefährlich. Mamish gefährlich. Here's a chance that you can do something that doesn't cost you any money. You can make a big Kiddush Hashem. Do not vote for her. I'll say her opponent is priestistic, and her opponent, let's say, marched in the gay parade, but she's not from, and she's not going to be becoming a role model. The district leader, Margarita, whatever her name is not becoming a role model, but this girl is ambitious, and she says, I'm the stepping stone. I'm using this as the first step, and then I'm going to run for city council, and then I'll run for this, and then she'll run for Congress. We dare not have such a person being a political leader because it automatically becomes a role model. So that's why we have to stop this thing. And you can get tremendous scars. It's an insurance policy for your children, your grandchildren. I took the time not to vote or to vote against her. Anybody but her. She's friends with Aby. Aby, not her. Aby, not her. And she should lose big time. That would be a big bracha. Now, she's running, so to speak, in a partnership with Heshi Tishler, whose radio program was on. Heshi Tishler's hashkafas are radically different than mine. And I don't stand behind his hashkafas ki huzeh. However, I feel a district leader, he's not going anyplace. He's an older man. It's a gate on 11. And since he's done three things, he's a big Baal Chesed. He's a big kibbutz aim person. He came to my house at 5 o'clock in the morning to help me out. And it was after he had already fed his mother at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I know personally a big choshev at Talmud Chacham Tzaddik, Nechbal Akelim, whose daughter was kicked out and couldn't get into a school. And he got the girl into school, and the girl's graduating now. She either graduated or she's graduating this year. So thank him. So for this alone, he deserves to be a district leader. If Chas v'Shalom he gets in, and Chas v'Shalom makes a kill Hashem, we have to fight him and oppose him. So please support Heshi Tishler and Borough Park, but no Flatbush Mama. I don't want to call her Flatbush girl. I don't want to play into a girl of Kairos. A woman's not a girl. A woman's married to a husband. The husband is called a Baal. You don't like it. She exploded at me. I'm speaking about sneers. I'm part of the patriarchal system. That means the men are taking charge. Halavai was true. It's not true. Halavai was true. I don't take charge of anything. Just trying to stand up for morality. Whatever everybody say. So, I want to tell you, tznius is more than, I told you, it has to do, the question is a woman objectifying herself? She makes herself, when she goes to the wardrobe closet in the morning, does she say, I want to wear clothes that's befitting a bas melech, but they should be refined. I don't want to be eye candy for a man. I don't have such low self-esteem that I have to be a head turner to everybody else. I don't have to put on Superman to schmeckach so everybody should smell me. I don't have to put kinds of shoes that click and make noises, because in Eicha it says that the girls in Yerushalayim, they used to put some kind of a little ballies that would, when they would step down with their heels, it would cause the ballie to explode. And inside the ballie was perfume that would waft, and it would mamish be ma'ora. It would arouse the attention of the young men who would look at them with taiva. You understand? That's not tznius. That's criticized in the Medrash Eicha. That's the kind of thing Flatbush girl is doing. She's a step below that. She's not putting little bullies, but such inappropriate stuff, the clothing she wears. And Menuvel Dika men make comments about her body parts. She does all kinds of wacky, zany things. The antithesis, the opposite of kol kavod b'smelach pnima. Where do you draw the line? This is a yaitzanis, first rate. What did Rabbi say? The Markey bill says that you should be able to go back in time and sue somebody for thousands and thousands of dollars for something that was once past statute of limitations, but they want to take that off the books. So if a guy claims he was molested by a Rebbe 15, 20 years ago, he can sue. What's going to happen? If he wins, he gets $1 million, $2 million. How's the yeshiva going to pay it? So the only answer is they have to have insurance. So no problem. What happens when you use your insurance? If you drive a car and you have an accident, you use your insurance. What happens to your insurance? The rate goes up. And the yeshivas, they'll come crawling out of the woodwork to sue from 15, 20, 25 years ago. If the yeshiva doesn't go bankrupt, their insurance will go up so much. And how will they split? How will they pay that it goes up? They're charging you $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 tuition now in Brooklyn yeshivas. In other yeshivas in the island, it's $9,000, $10,000, $12,000. What do you think is going to happen if a lot of these institutions get sued, thanks to Mr. Appel and those who are just concerned with, and they're right, to be concerned with the abused children who've grown up and have psychological problems, and they should be paid for this terrible thing. But it's going to come out that the parents and the grandparents of today's children are going to have to pay for the sins and the trespasses of people from years ago. Does that make any sense? That's why I'm opposed to the market bill. That's why Agudas Yisrael is opposed to the market bill. Yes, we can't have justice for the people and get them to collect money if it's going to come from the yeshivas. If they could have personal lawsuits against these people, probably most of the abusers don't have much money, so it wouldn't help. But I don't think I'm against that. What I'm against is the moistus. You got to leave the yeshivas out of it. Here, for $15, you can do something that could save your marriage. This is a book that came out in 1988. It's already 30 years old. It's called Eze Kenegde by Sarah Radcliffe. The book is Mamish Gewalt. It's Mamish Gewalt. There are haskamas in the book. Let's see, who gives haskamas on the book? Besides me. Rabbi Lowy, the Rav in Toronto, the Maradasa. Rabbi Baruch Taub, who used to be the Rav there and now made Aliyah to Israel. He used to be the Rav in the Shul. And Rabbi Stefanski, the principal of the Beis Yaakov of Toronto. Here, listen to the kind of thing she writes. Therefore, as an Eze Kenegdo, a woman must try not to resent the fact that her husband does not always live up to her expectations and standards in his personal conduct. She herself, no doubt, disappoints him on occasion as well. Rather, she should endeavor to accept the challenge to help him come closer to Torah ideals and fulfill his potential. While she has neither the sole responsibility nor the complete power to make her marriage work, Hashem has provided her with special qualities which enable her to be a positive influence within the relationship. By simply being herself, but striving to be her best possible self, a woman can help her husband to become his best possible self. Even when people strive to be their best, they still possess many human failings, for such is the nature of mankind. But the efforts they make towards midos improvement inevitably makes them better. The improvement cannot help but have a positive impact on marital contentment. Let me bring you one more sentence that she says here. A woman might be reluctant to give of herself to her husband if she is not confident that he will meet her in a long, loving fashion in return. She may defensively withhold her warmth and kindness from him, becoming a helpmate opposite him, kenegdoi, against him rather than for him. The cycle is actually very natural. If a husband makes his wife unhappy, she's inclined to retaliate in kind. She instinctively responds in a way which says, you're not nice to me, so I won't be nice to you. In this way, the couple makes each other miserable. On the other hand, says Sarah Radcliffe, when a woman accepts the challenge of being an Eze Kenegdi and continues to work on her own midas and elevate her own behavior, despite what she sees in her husband, she may find that her husband eventually changes his behavior patterns as well. He may begin to emulate her good example, or at least build up enough trust and positive feelings toward her that he'll be able to alter his position. Moreover, her direct efforts in negotiating issues, explaining the needs and desires, and teaching her husband how to meet them also increases the likelihood that her husband will be able to bring her happiness. This book by Sarah Radcliffe is a gewaldige book. It gives all kinds of examples, hands-on. What if the husband is sloppy? What if the husband doesn't say thank you? What if the husband is mean? What if the husband shouts? What if the husband keeps her waiting, and everything shows how to talk to the husband, how effectively and how not effectively. This book, if you can still find it, is for $15 or something like that. It could save a marriage. The lady is a goy. This is Yehuda Levin. We're stopping here, and for the last 18 minutes or so, I'm now presenting you with a shir I said on Dabrut Radio, J-Root Radio here in New York. It's a shir about the power of women in Elul, and told me read again a Guten Shabbos and a Guten Talmud. Spread the word about the program, Kratzmach, and the YouTube, etc.